Hey guys, this is JJ from Team Review 2, and we're going to be doing a dual review with me and T-Man. But since we don't have two mics, T-Man will have to do his part after I finish. So anyway, let me introduce the game we are reviewing today. It's called Flyff, or some people know it as Fly for Fun. So anyway, before I give you the background story, I forgot to tell you that this is my first time doing this using a script, so don't blame me if I suck. Please. With all the intro stuff out of the way, let's go straight into the game. The last time I reviewed the game, it was Upshift Strike Racer, or USR, which I think sucked, or I had the formula all wrong. But now I run into another game called Flyff that is made by the same company called G Potato. Yes, G Potato. So, the same company who made one of the worst games I have played, and Flyff just happens to be an RPG, which is the genre I hate the most. This game was going to be a horrible wreck. Well, to my surprise, the game actually became one of the most amazing games I've ever played. So, what is this game about, you ask? Well, the game is more of an RPG, which unless you are playing video games for the first time, I don't have to explain what an RPG means. So, of course, when you sign in for the first time, you gotta create the character, which is neat. The problem had started after I signed in. And what was the problem? The problem was the guide. The guide was unresponsive and annoying. And for a beginner or for anyone who had ever used Flyff, it was very hard to use. Though G Potato saw the problem, I guess, and decided to put the level 1 monsters right outside town. What made Flyff impressive is the way to locate monsters and how to kill them, which, if I remember, I'll show you later in the review. Now on to graphics. Of course, like I've told you before, we only rate graphics by how different they are. For example, if you always see the same type of monster on the graphics section is going to lose the point, no matter how detailed that monster is. Though the game does have many monsters, it doesn't stop there. Your character could get many different looks, but in my video, I decided to stick to that black-haired manga guy, or anime, depending on what you like. Anyway, the monsters are different and are usually fantasy based, but just to make sure you guys know, this company is from South Korea. You'll figure out why later in this review. Anyway, there are lots of creative monsters, and I have a very good amount myself, and they have ranged from the huge to the small. The only problem I had that I didn't comment on the written review was the terrain was horrible. Everything looked exactly the same, no matter what I want, except for Darkon. Even so, it just didn't look good. So, now that I've played longer, I am able to conclude that instead of giving this game a 9.5, it sadly has dropped to a 9.3. Hey, at least it's still in the 9s. So, since Flyff is a monumental game, I'll add a monumental new section called Mechanics/Controls. I still haven't picked a name for it, but in time, I will. Anyway, let me tell you, the controls are simple and easy, and I take favor to it. You control your character with the WASD format, or click to the point where you want to go, and your character will walk/run there, depending on your choosing. You can use the space bar to jump up and down, which can access some glitches like you can see right now. The camera is controlled by the arrow keys, or by holding down the right button on the mouse, or of course, like most RPGs, there are shortcuts for almost anything that is on the menu for the game. For example, if I wanted to attack, instead of clicking the monster, I'll press the customize button. For example, my button was F2. This made it extremely easy for me to attack and made my life in this game easy. So, a couple levels down the road, you get a board. This feature uses the space bar, which either allows you to speed up or slow down. And W makes you go up and S makes you go down. It's the exact same thing as the WASD, except W and S does makes you go up and S makes you go down. So as a summary, let's say that the controls are really good for a game like this. If people follow the controls for this, you have one good game. So far, this section won't have a score, so let's just leave it at the controls and mechanics for this game are good. Well, let's show us how things out in the end, right? That's what I found when I heard the music. The problem before was that the song tracks were repetitive, and of course, they still are. Though even so, I found some different tracks. I'm looking at you, Darkon. When you travel to different places, for example, if you would want to travel to one city, the music would be played at the respective place. For example, leveling up gets you a song, starting to fly for the first time when you log on, and you get played a different song than when you would fly later. There is music for finishing a quest, starting a quest, accomplishing anything big. So, what makes it different is the style of music and the depth of music. So why don't we up the grade and give it a 9.9 instead of a 9.6? Only missing a perfect 10 because the same music goes on and on with no change if you stay in a place too long. On the written review of Flyff, I gave gameplay a good 10.0, and you know what? It still deserves that score. Everything seems to work out flawlessly and just steamed into perfection. Even so, there was one issue I have to rant about. Here it goes. You can't get to fly until you're level 20. I mean, seriously, the game is called Fly for Fun. Fly for fun. You were supposed to fly around. The game is supposed to allow you to fly at the first time. That's what it's anticipated from a game like this. Seriously, guys, you could have had a different name or have a board as soon as you start. Other than that, the gameplay is awesome. Fighting monsters is fluid, and you don't have to hold a button unless you're a magician. Then you do. But even though, it's fun being a magician. Anyway, the controls are fluid, and the level system is nice. You get experience for each monster you kill like any RPG. Overall, it's the basics with an extra bit of enhancements added to make the game perfect. Oh, by the way, flying is fun and quick. You can travel places, all the places in the map, just by flying, and it's fun. Like the title, Flying for Fun. It does get you places faster and saves you time and all that. So the flying mechanic is approved, and I hope it does get better in time. So, if I remember, I think we forgot to cover currency. The currency is measured using pena. The currency is okay. I mean, that's really all there is. Seriously, there's nothing else you can do in the game with that type of money. Even so, the game still gets a 10.0, even though it had one major flaw. It recovered it by patching up all the other stuff in the game. So, how does the game stack up when you're playing it for hours and hours? Very, very well. I mean, you can play it for hours at a time. I mean, I can wake up at 3 a.m. and play this game as much as I want. Every day, it seems that you can keep on playing this game, and you always have something new or maybe old to do. And all, the game's longevity is awesome, and you can't stop playing it. And only a few games have Flyff's addictiveness. So even though I don't have a lot for lasting appeal, it still always will have that 10.0 that will let you keep on playing Flyff forever and ever. So is this game fun? Yes, it is fun. And the game will always be fun no matter how hard you try to bore yourself with it. The gameplay, the sound, the everything. It all connects. It doesn't matter if you're into this type of games or not, you will love yourself for choosing the game. The only other complaint I had was it from being South Korea, and just translated into English for our viewing pleasure. And it wasn't translated very well, was it? So sometimes monsters can have weird names with even weirder bodies. For example, the Bangs. These huge giant guys that have almost no clothes on, and you're able to clearly see the butt. So, in America realizes that it was stupid to call Bangs Bangs. Please tell them to get a makeover, please. I really didn't see ads of Flyff, except for this one hidden spot in the depths of the internet, which I don't feel like showing you anyway. Even so, its sister or brother game has hit the roof with ads. I'm serious in the amount of ads you can find within that game. So, it does gain some points for that, but other than that, not a lot of ads. I won't change the score for this one, and hopefully the people who have the game will realize its potential and start posting ads. So the score is still 9.0. So let's recap. Flyff is a lot of fun to play. I mean, seriously, if they just put 1 or 2 designers into Upstream Strike Racer from Flyff, the game will gain at least 3 points. Even though the fly knocked you down a decimal point, it's still a good game, even though it has a fly in it. I mean, seriously, you guys can do better with a game like Upstream Strike Racer. Anyway, I still love the game, so So get it. And I mean, get it now. I seriously want you just to wait until this review is over and run over to get the game. Even so, this is only my opinion. So C-Man, who happens to be with me right now, joined in and even wrote a little script. So let's see how he likes the game. C-Man, you're up.
Hey everybody! Yeah, this is how C-Man sounds like. I know. Pretty awesome. Okay, first things first. The game was awesome. Like the whoa, 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 whoa type of whoa. I personally like the randomness of the monsters' names, like Abat, Mushpang, member of the Violent Magician Troupe, whatever. But bang. Seriously. Bang. Just no. No. Anyway, don't worry about dying a lot. Like when I fought a member of the Violent Magician Troupe who was level 24, I was level 18. Not a good idea, kids. Don't try this at home. Oh, and now I've also told JJ, right? I thought so. But you get transported back to the main city of the lands you are on. So, it's all good. You should have heard what JJ said when he flies. He says, whoosh. I know. Very awkward. Oh, yeah. Did JJ mention that you have to base stinking level stinking 20? What is wrong with them? I had to wait 2 stinking months just to get 1 decent time on the stinking computer with a stinking unreliable Vista. Gosh, what's wrong with them? Now, before the police think something is wrong here, I'll hand the mic over to JJ. JJ!
Okay, I'm here. Okay, so now you heard C-Man's bit. And let me end off with the desktop award, or the stay on the computer award. I'm still looking for a name. Just to tell you, it means that the game is worthy enough for it to stay on the computer, and it takes lots of effort. So again, thanks for watching this video review of Flyff. I hope it was better than my improvised ones, but either way, go check out the www.teamreview2.blogspot.com. This was JJ, and thanks for tuning in, and I hope I get my next review soon. Hopefully in the next week, actually, but don't count on it. Yeah, and I just drink orange juice, so that's the reason my voice sounds moist. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a nice day.